Hey everybody, and welcome to JCW Wrestling. This video is going to show you how to make a backstage area for your wrestling figure scenes. We made this just using a few basic items, things that can be picked up from your local store, and we'll get through the detail of how we did it in the video. Okay, so to start with, you're going to want to print out some background designs. Now, if you need some help doing this, I suggest using a product like Canva. I'll put a link in the description, where you can pick off your own designs and make them into the background that you want. So for this, we've gone with a kind of traditional brick wall wrestling background, and then we're going to add in some different details as we go along. When we printed these out onto photo paper, they do come with a slight edge, so because we're looking for something to look really good on camera, I recommend just cutting off those little extra bits around the side if you're going to have a stage area or a backstage area that has multiple bits put together. So as you can see, we've done various different designs in the landscape feature with brick walls, and you can find those images on Google. What we're doing then to build our backstage areas, we're taking some foam board. Now this is A3 foam board. We picked this up from the Hobbycraft in the UK, but you can also get it probably from Walmart in the US or similar stores, or maybe go to Amazon if you can't find any of those. And we've got a backing piece there that you see that we've laid, and then we're going to have two pieces that go together. Now, what we're looking for here is to create a solid kind of back for the backstage area, so it's not going to keep falling over, and it keeps the two back pieces together. I've just used some blue tack for this, but you could also use anything else. It depends how permanent you want it to be. For me, I want to be able to fold it away and take it to pieces and then put it back up again. So once you've got your backboard completed, it's then time to start sticking on the images. Now the photo paper does come out really good because it makes the image look as realistic as possible, but you could use other things as well, and you could just use plain paper as well if you were on a budget and wanted to keep it dead simple. So I'm just again applying the blue tack to the back of these, and I think if you wanted the best possible finish, I would suggest maybe gluing or using something a bit more permanent, but I want to be able to change this and put different backgrounds on and do different things and just create really good visuals for when we're doing videos. I think it's really important to take the time to blue tack this down, stick this down as best as you possibly can, making sure that you get the lines right and the levels right, because it really will look better with the final image. Now because we've gone with the A3 boards and we've laid them in a portrait fashion attached to the one behind it, we have had to use four different pieces of A4 photo paper here with some slight overlapping because we cut over the image around the border around the outside. As you see on there as well, for one part of the image we added a door and a bit of a clock, and I think that these kind of additional images make it look all the more realistic, and you'll see when we put it all together in a moment and add some accessories how it just gives that little bit of extra character. When you've come towards the end of sticking it all down, just have a look for any raised areas you've got, bits that are not quite stuck properly, and take your time to correct these if you need to, and try to make it look as if the bricks are all joined together. You're not going to get a perfect finish here, yeah, because we're sticking four pieces of paper effectively together, but you can still make something that looks really good, especially when it's being filmed on a scene later on. Okay, so now we've done the back board area, the main kind of background. We're now going to move on to doing the sides. And as you'll see, I've already stuck these ones on to the same sort of piece of foam board, and I've attached some blue tack to each end. Now again, depending on how permanent you want this, you might want to switch it out for a more permanent material like glue, but if not, I found that the blue tack works just fine for a temporary measure. And as you can see, it's looking really cool. We got some pictures on the wall just to give it a bit more character, and there's plenty of room there to do stuff. Now for the flooring, you got a couple of options here. What I'm putting down in this picture at the moment is just some sheets of felt, which kind of give like a carpet appearance. I only had 2 of each color, so I had to overlap them in a moment, but as you can see, it does look kind of nice. Maybe if you're going for a office look, or a canteen or restaurant or something like that, if you wanted to have the carpet, you could do that. But I've had to mix it up with a different color here, and I think it looks better from the high angle. As you can see, there's a few rolls in the carpet on the lower angle, but it still looks really good for the kind of pictures you want to be getting. But what I've decided to do instead is replace it with some black card, so you can see the card looks so much smoother. It looks like one floor, and it gives a really good aesthetic for the videos. And these are the kind of things we started creating from it, so just have a little play around. We put Triple H in there with some lighting, just to give him a real good feature there on the throne. And that looks really cool. And then we've got a backstage recreation from one of the recent episodes of either Raw or SmackDown, where DIY helped out R-Truth and he thought it was DX from the Attitude Era. And that was a lot of fun. And then we got a more general scene of, a backstage segment going on, a bit of a party, throwing Stone Cold in there with some beers and some KFC and some pizza, just to give you an idea of the kind of things that you can create with this. And you can see there's a few shadows there. This is something we shot quickly, but lighting is really important, so don't overlook your lighting for these. And then here's Triple H, Stone Cold, and R-Truth all toasting, having a beer together. And finally, I wanted to showcase my Hasbro figures in something from the old Golden Era. As you can see, even these look kind of cool in there. Despite the fact they're not as realistic as the newer ones, they look really good. I'm really pleased how all this turned out, and the small cost it did. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more content.